Good morning, friends. Today we are going to continue the next part of this unit. In the last lecture, we discussed about the transmutations reactions. We have seen alpha transmutation, proton transmutation, transmutation by the alpha particle, transmutation by the proton, transmutation by the neutron, and transmutation by the deuterium. This with the example that we have seen in the last lecture. Now we have to continue with the next part of this unit. The next part of this unit is nothing but artificial radioactivity. Now what is the artificial radioactivity? It is also called as the induced radioactivity. You have to remember this. In that we are converting, or say the process in which conversion of the stable nucleus of one element into unstable nucleus of the another element by bombarding it with the fast moving particles such as the proton, neutron, deuterium, alpha particle, etc. is called as the artificial radioactivity. Whatever the transmutation reaction we have seen, that gives you the artificial radioactive element. Okay, it's called as the artificial radioactivity or say induced radioactivity. Daughter nucleus formed after the bombardment is generally the radioactive, and it attains stability either by emitting a positron or electron depending on its neutron to proton ratio, n by z ratio. You got this particular thing? What is there? What we have seen? Artificial radioactivity is nothing but a process of the conversion of the stable nucleus of the one element into the unstable nucleus of the another element by bombarding it with the fast moving particles such as the proton, neutron, deuterium or alpha particles, etc. is called as the artificial radioactivity or induced radioactivity. We are inculcating that particular radioactivity in the element by bombarding with the fast moving particles. Okay. Now, the daughter nucleus formed after the bombardment is generally radioactive and it attains the stability either by emitting a positron or say electron. It may emit the positron or say electron. Here you can see positron or electron depends upon its neutron to proton ratio, n by z ratio. Case 1 is there if n by z of the daughter nuclei is greater than equal to 1, then it attains the stability by emitting a positron. What it will emit? Positron it will emit. Then see here, I will show this example in. This is the alpha n type of reaction is there. 12 Mg24 plus twice He4 gives you the 14 Si27. This is the radioactive silicon is there plus 0N1, that is alpha n reaction. This whatever this daughter element that the silicon has been generated, it will become the stable by emitting the positron. Positron is nothing but a positive charge electron. Okay, here plus 1 is 0. Okay, means 14 minus 1, there will be the 13 aluminum 27. Why it is greater than 1? N by Z ratio is greater than 1. You got this concept. 12 plus 12 will be there, means that N by Z ratio will be the greater than 1. Here you can see in case of the aluminium, okay, N by Z ratio is 1 is equal to 1. Okay. Okay. The example is there. This is alpha n type of again reaction. Aluminum is taken, then it will gives you the phosphorus. Phosphorus is on further disintegration. It will emits the positron and it will gives you the formation of the silicon. Then case 2 is there. You can see in the case 2, if n by z of the dotted radioactive nuclear form is less than 1, then it attains the stability by emitting an electron. Here it will be the loss of the electron. Whatever the radio daughter element will form, radioactive daughter element will form, it will emit the electron to get become stable. Okay. Distinguish between the natural and the artificial radioactivity. Very simple it is. The process is spontaneous. Natural radioactivity is nothing but a spontaneous process. Here it is a induced process is induced into the nucleus of a stable element by bombarding with the projectile. Here natural radioactivity is a spontaneous process that starting from an unstable nucleus having atomic number greater than 82. Nuclei emits alpha beta particles or gamma rays. Nuclei emits positron or electron. They form radioactive series of element. They do not form radioactive series of element. Okay. In the natural, large amount of the energy is released, whereas energized projectile have to be used to induce artificial radioactivity. There are no external controls. It can be controlled by varying the flow of projectile, varying the flow of projectile. Number of k electron capture can take place here. K electron capture, no k electron capture takes place here. K electron capture will take place. This is the simple difference that you have to remember. Sometime it comes. Then the mode of decay of artificial radioactive element, emission of the positron, and that we have to see emission of the electron. Nuclei containing excess number of the protons can decay by positron emission. In order to attain the stability, the nucleus converts a proton into the neutron and positron. See, 1p gives you 0n1 plus 1 0. 1e 0. Example is given copper. What is the copper? Having the 2964, but it gives you the 2864, that is a nickel plus 1 electron. Emission of the electrons, nuclei containing excess number of the neutrons. Elements containing excess number of the protons will emit the positron, whereas the element or nuclei containing the excess number of the neutrons can decay by the electron emission. That underline it. It is very useful in case of the MCQ purpose of view. In order to obtain the stability, the nucleus converts a neutron into a proton and an electron. This neutron will convert into the proton plus electron. Here minus sign should be there. Please note here minus sign should be there. Another example is shiny at RBM is there, and it gives you the zirconium, like this example you have to remember. Third one is the K electron capture. When the sufficient energy is not available for the emission of the positron, the nucleus of radioisotope capture an electron from the nearest K shell. The vacancy of the electron in the K shell is filled by electron from the higher energy orbit. When the sufficient energy is not available for the emission of the proton, the nucleus of the radioisotope capture proton should be there. Spelling mistake is there. Proton. Then this proton plus electron from coming from the K shell gives you the neutron. The increasing the ratio of the n by z in the nucleus, the electron captured by the nucleus converts the proton to the neutron and thus reduce the atomic number by 1 unit. Mn is there. Okay, electron capture, they will capture the electron and they will convert into the another nuclei. Okay, here you can see whatever not emitted, that means the gamma rays is there, manganese is there, vanadium is there, iron is there. These are the few examples which gives you the by absorbing, by accepting the k electron, they gives the radioactive isotope. Then q value. Nuclear reaction are always accompanied by the change in mass, which are responsible for the energy changes in a nuclear reaction. Nuclear reactions are always accompanied by the change in mass, which are responsible for energy change in the nuclear reaction. Number one, exorgic nuclear reaction. It involves the evolution of the energy. The reaction suffers a net loss in the mass, which is converted into the energy. Then endogenic nuclear reaction, it involves the absorption of energy. The reaction takes place with an increase in the mass. There will be the decrease exorgic. There will be the evaluation of this particular energy, and here will be the absorption of the energy. Now we have to talk about the Q value. Q value for the nuclear reaction is nothing but the total energy liberated or taken in a nuclear reaction is called Q value of the nuclear reaction. Consider a nuclear reaction represented by the equation T plus P gives you the R plus E, or say S. E you can take. T is nothing but a target, P is projectile, R is recoil nucleus, S or C is nothing but the ejected particle. The total energy of the nuclear species is the energy corresponding to the its rest mass and its kinetic energy. Since the target is at 0, its kinetic energy is 0, that is it is 0, thus the energy of the target will be only due to its mass mt. The total energy of the projectile P will be mp plus ep. The total energy of the recoil nucleus will be the mr plus er, whereas the total energy of the ejected particle S will be nothing but the ms plus es. According to principle of the conservation of energy, mt plus mp plus ep, mr plus er plus ms plus es, on rearranging this equation we will get mt plus mp minus mr plus ms is equal to er plus es minus ep. But er plus es minus ep is nothing but a q value of the nuclear reaction. Therefore, mt plus mp minus mr plus ms c square is equal to q, and mt plus mp minus mr plus ms is equal to delta m, that is a mass defect. Q is equal to delta m into 931 mega electron volt. Where delta m is the difference between the sum of the masses of the reactant and the product. Delta m you can call, delta m is nothing but is mt plus mp minus mr plus ms. When Q is the positive, the energy is evolved in the reaction and the reaction is said to be exorgic. And when energy is absorbed, at that time it is a endorgic. That you have to do exorgic and endorgic. When the loss of the energy will be there, say evolution of the energy will be there, at that time it will become the exorgic. And when the absorption will be there, at that time it is a endorgic. Then the threshold energy, the minimum amount of the energy necessary to bring about an endorgic nuclear reaction is known as the threshold energy of the reaction. ETH is equal to minus Q plus mp by mt mega electron volt, where mp is nothing mass of the projectile, mt is nothing but the mass of the target. That you have to remember, because there is a one numerical will be there for the 5 marks which is based on this part. You got this part particularly, we have talked about this particular things. What is artificial radioactivity? Then we come to know artificial radioactivity is also called as the induced radioactivity, that we have seen. Then definition of that particular artificial radioactivity we seen. The daughter nucleus form after the bombardment is generally radioactive, and it will get the stability either by emitting a positron or say electron depending upon its neutron to proton ratio. Then case 1 we have seen NZ of daughter nuclei will be greater than equal to 1. Then it attains the stability by emitting a positron. Example that we have seen. Then we come to know the second case, in that the N by Z ratio is less than 1. Then distinguish between the natural radioactivity and the artificial radioactivity that we have seen. 6 points we have discussed. Please go through these points well. Then we come to know mode of decay of artificial radioactive element, either by the emission of the positron, emission of the electron, and emission by or k electron capturing. Okay. Then we talk about the nuclear energy. In that we have seen exergic nuclear reaction, endergic reaction. Then we come to know how we can calculate the Q value equation. We have seen in detail how we can calculate the Q value equation. Q value is nothing but the total energy liberated or absorbed during the nuclear reaction is called as the Q value. Okay, then we talk about the endergic or say exergic reaction. Endergic is nothing but the energy is absorbed. Exergic is nothing but the energy is evolved. That you have to remember. Then we have talk about the threshold energy. Threshold energy is nothing but the minimum amount of the energy necessary to bring about an endergic nuclear reaction is known as the threshold energy of the reaction. Then we see the equation of this equation, these two equations are very much important because there is a numerical which will based on this particular equation. These two equations are very much important. Q is equal to delta m into 931 and ETH is equal to minus Q plus MP by MT mega electron volt. Please try it, read it again and again. Please try to understand. If you are not getting, you can ask the query on the group. Okay, we will stop here. Thank you.